Hello, and welcome to a Let's Try video, and this time we're going to do Etherlords II. It's a TCG-based game. Although it's quite old, it still stacks up pretty nicely in gameplay and strategy against today's TCG games like Magic the Gathering and Yu-Gi-Oh! And so on. Now, in Etherlords, there are 4 races, each of which specialise for their own kind of thing. Oops, that's the wrong button. Up that. Organised, there we go. Right, there are the Chaots, who specialise in like fire spells and so on, things like that, stuff that damages players and their creatures. The Vitals, I think that's how they pronounce it anyway, mainly focus on gaining health and just sustaining themselves better than the enemy duelists and outlasting them any way they can. The Kinets mainly focus on things like weird and wonderful spells, like making them player gain cards and take damage for each card gained. They have a nice mixture of flying creatures as well. They're a good overall race to play, really. Nice costly creatures, nice cheap creatures, and so on. And the Synthets. They are basically mechanical based, like cyborgy type people. Again, a bit of a mixture of spells, but they mainly revolve around debuffing. Now, sorry about that. I will do some more videos covering like decks and strategies and so on, but I've got a small hard drive. I want to keep these videos short for now until I get a bigger hard drive or a portable to use for videos and so on. But for now, let's just go into making a deck and playing it against some of the ones I've already made. Like all of these I've made, I've taken out the presets and just done my own for everything worth making. I'm kind of being drawn towards a Vital deck. I'll probably make another Treants deck just for the purpose of this video. So, as you can see, the deck maker has quite a wide variety of spells in this color, this race. Now, unlike Magic the Gathering, you cannot do cross-color and multicolored decks, but that's okay because the spells wouldn't really complement and synergize with each other anyway. As you can see here, things stop being Vital spells and work down to pale spells. Now I'll cover this another time because they are a whole different thing entirely. They're spells shared across each race. But enough of that, let's work more on this Treant deck. Now, I want to be resource level 3, which is the most powerful deck can be. It sets you resource caps, so you can't just have the best spells ever and lots of them. And it keeps things nice and balanced and so forth. Now, most of my decks end up around level 11. Levels scale your health, how much mana you gain each turn. Unlike Magic the Gathering again, mana you gain each turn is passive. You don't need cards that give you extra mana. There are some, but you don't need them to progress. Now, all of this, after you've figured out all your spells in here, your reserve spells, if you're doing more than one round, so you can change them each round. You work on your specialization for extra perks, skills to change things around again, and artifacts. Now, these are high cost. I mean, we take something like, I don't know, let's find a good one. Konung. Yeah, he's good. Now, you see in the top right of the resources, it costs 700, 380. That's most of your resources gone in one go. That's pretty expensive. I mean, I've already spent 500, 220, 500 mandrakes, 200 stones, and 20 frozen flames just for being leveled up. And the more you level up, the higher these go. 750, 1000, and so on, 13 being the max level, but you can't really do much with it. So, as far as I'm concerned, 11's nice and rounded off. Now, let's start working on some creatures. There are 4 kinds of Treants. The Sapling, cheapest, has regeneration like all the others, and is a 1-1. For those of you who are unfamiliar with games like Magic the Gathering, the number on the left where it says 1-1 is their power, and the number on the right is their health. And I've got 4-4, 3-3, 2-2. They're basically just more cost, better creature in general, really. What I'm going to do, I'm going to skip the 2 ether one, the cheapest one, because at level 11 you don't really need creatures that cheap. I think 3 ether, that's a good starting point. So we'll put maybe 3 of him in. What I normally like to do with my decks is half creatures, half spells. And you may think, oh, that's only like 16 cards. You'll see how this changes soon enough. I then like to do maybe 3 of him as well, the medium guy in my deck, 4 for 1, and 2 of him, the expensive Treant. Now, These guys have regeneration 1. If they die, then if I have 1 mana left over, they'll spend that mana, come back to life. All nice. So if I reserve some mana every time I attack, I can do some damage without really costing myself much. But this guy, the big one, he also has trample. So say this 4/4, 4 power, 4 health, gets blocked by a 1 health creature. Now usually the other 3 power would go to waste, but trample means he can continue attacking until his power is spent. So I would kill the 1/1 creature, 3 power left, and kill something else. The hero if he doesn't block, or another creature if he does. Now moving on to some spells, what works well with treants? Well, the Vitals, the race I am, have one very big benefit, and that's health gain. These guys will gain me a lot of health later on, so I don't need to worry about that for a minute. What I will do is put a couple of these in. Costs you 1 mana, gives you 3. I keep saying mana, that's effectively what it is. So that'll get me off to a good start early on. What else is there? This is a good spell. What it does, every time a creature comes into play, gives you another 2 mana. Now given my cheapest creature is 3, that means I can nearly get a fresh creature out by summoning the cheapest creature. So yeah, I will put maybe one of those in. I've already got a couple of mana spells. Let's have a look. What else have we got in here? There's all sorts of spells in this game, as you can see. Dominance. All these 3 buffs. They're enchantments, just like Magic the Gathering. You put them in, they stay in until disenchanted by some specific spells from each race. That one makes all of your creatures just 1/1 extra. A couple of health extra on that one, a couple of power extra on that one. Given they have regeneration, I'm not overly fussed about how much health they have. But if I'm fighting creatures with trample, I do need it. So I'll probably put one of those in for the power and the health, and a double power bonus. Ignoring this one for the 2 power, because it's very rare I'll need it, I suppose. Well, that's not a bad spell, actually. This one makes all your enemy's creatures rest, so he can't block. You use this when you're going for a big attack to try and finish the game or do some damage. Certainly worth putting in, not really costing me very much resources at the top. Now, 1 slot left, what have we got? Haste, yes, that is a spell you want in most decks that are green. All creatures gain First Strike and Trample. Now I've already explained Trample. First Strike allows your creatures to attack first in any given combat. If your creatures are attacking rather than defending, they'll automatically get the first attack unless another creature has First Strike. If the defending creature has First Strike, then they will attack first, and possibly kill you if they're too strong. Now First Strike allows you to bypass any of this. If the defending creature and your creature both has First Strike, then it reverts back to the attacking creature getting the first hit again. So generally if you're attacking, you're going to land a first hit, and with haste, it's guaranteed. Right, I think that'll do it for spells. I'm not going to worry about reserve spells. I generally don't play multi-rounded games. We'll move on to MISC stuff, the skills. I'm not doing artifacts, I just cannot afford it. Now Specializations. This gives your deck like an extra perk of some kind. Now some creatures have perks specific to them, like treants. There it is. Any treant under your control has a chance to drain health on attack. This is what I was talking about, gaining health a lot. This kind of thing is just a great bonus to have. Now, I want this to happen a lot, preferably, so I want to take 3 of this. Slightly better chance for your specialization to work. Now every time you can see the resources going up and up and up. 3 is the max, and 3 of these cost a lot of these frozen flames. And there's something you might have trouble coming by in decks sometimes. Mine doesn't seem to be too costly at the moment, which is okay. Obviously I want to stop my enemy's specializations from working. So 2 suppression decreases the chance. This is what I was talking about. I've only got 16 spells here. This allows all of my spells to be used more than once. They're used, they go back in the deck rather than in the dead pile, the discard pile for Magic the Gathering players. Put a couple of that in. I want to try and fill out all these slots of at least level 2 and then see what I've got left. Strength, extra health, 44 health. There it is, 48 health. And now the question is, what do I want next? I've got 1 slot. I don't have artifacts, that's useless. That's regeneration. My treants already give me health back. I'll probably go with concentration. Extra spells every now and again to pick up, that's always nice. Now I've still got a bit left over, so I'll probably take an extra suppression to try and stop their specializations from working. Now I'll just name my deck, nice and simple. Right, now I'm going to face off against one of my random decks, and they are very, very formidable, some of them will just murder me outright. As in Magic the Gathering and Pokemon, some things just trump other things. So, although it may look bad, it may end up losing. Now, I can see the enemy hero's got free casting, it's nothing specific, so I could be up against anything here. Knowing my decks, I might be fighting dragons, which is the most formidable creatures in the game, possibly. So, I can't cast anything this turn. My health, there. My mana, and how much mana I have at the start of each turn. This would increase as turns go through very quickly. Now, as I say, I make most of my decks level 11, as you can see there. Life 48, pretty standard for my decks, to be honest. Let's see what she's got. Right. Oh, good lord, okay. Right, you can see everything they've done here and the creatures they've got back there. She summoned a wall, 6 health, that's very high, that's going to stop most of my creatures outright. Probably all of them, actually. Her specialization procced, meaning she didn't spend any mana, so she had some left over to cast an extra health buff. 10 health, that's basically unkillable for me. Now looking at my hand, I could go for a creature, but she's got walls, so I'll probably go for an Ether Harvest, so every time I cast a creature, I get more mana later on. This will help me get all of these treants out I have faster. She has been a complete nightmare and disenchanted that, basically wasting my go here. That's a problem. You can if you end your turn with more than 5 cards, and as you can see I've got 6, 7, which is displayed there, you lose them until you've got 5. So I'm going to lose 2. I'm going to lose this guy and one of those unless I do something. I want to cast one of my bigger ones. Will only mean I lose a smaller one, that's no big deal. Then I'm getting to the point where I won't need them anyway, it's only an early game thing, but they'll be nice to have later on, just for the numbers. I need to outnumber her creatures and get some hits in early, because she is going to really pummel me later on. Now, that'll cost me 1 and give me 2, that'll give me 7 total mana, 2 plus 5. That costs 3, that costs 4, we'll do that. This will power up my creatures. And any creature I bring out from this point onwards as well, it's not just active creatures. So I'll bring out this guy. He's a 3/3 because of the enchant, he should be a 2/2 as you see there. Now I could attack here, but it'll be pointless. That wall will block me, I'll come back, nothing will happen. Health regenerates at the end of every combat round. Pointless trying. Not dragons, elementals, okay, that's just as bad. Now he is a 6/6, quite nasty. Trample, again, I've explained this one. It means he can just keep going till he's run out of attack power. And Restless, this is a complete nightmare. For Magic the Gathering players, this is the same as Vigilance. Every time a creature attacks in this game, they come back and rest, which means they're unable to do anything else. Restless stops them from needing to rest, as the name suggests. So you can attack and block with him at the same time. This is a nightmare. Rest all creatures hit enemy restless, be pointless me trying to attack. He'll just block me and murder me even though I've got regeneration. I'll just go over creature for now and stay back. He'll probably attack me. It's only 6 health at this point. It's not. Right. 3 mana cost, 3 power. Oh good lord, she is tanking that creature out. Okay. So she's given it a power buff, and with trample, obviously a problem, because I need to deal with this somehow. And then given it life tap, and as the name suggests, it will give her life when it attacks me. If it does my creatures, no problem. Hits me, gives her health. Obviously a big problem, but I can't afford to lose any creatures. Now, as I said, these guys do have regeneration, but as you can see in the bottom left, 0 mana. I would lose a guy. And because of the trample, there's no point blocking because he'll just carry on through. So I'll just let him have this one. This isn't looking too good, really. 4 mana, 6 mana. I'll go with the first strike ability. I'll summon up another guy. I'll go for the attack. Now, I've given them all First Strike and Trample, always nice, not much good here. They have more health than I have power, Trample's useless, and First Strike isn't going to get me anywhere because I'm attacking first anyway. But we'll just go with it for now. Okay, he'll attack me back, I've got regeneration of my 1 mana, it's all good. Land a hit on him, my specialization worked from all this, as you can see from all the swirling stuff, I got a bit of health back for the attack. Now, I'm left pretty vulnerable. Oh, good lord. Sorry, I fast-forwarded that. My apologies. She did a spell called Curse of Hunger. Basically, every creature hits itself. Now, usually not a big deal. I had no mana. It killed everyone. This is putting me in a very bad position here. But we'll see what we can make of it. The game's not over. It's nearly over. Summon up a creature, or at least slow him down. Can't really do much else. Creatures cannot attack when they first come into play. Right, what's he doing? I'll just let him finish casting, then explain what's happening here. Oh wow, she is going mental. Okay, now what she's done here, it's always handy seeing what they're doing from this little spell queue. Water Elemental, high cost, 6/7. Restless, as I've explained, disenchant. When he attacks a creature or a player, if they have any enchantments, on which I do, I've got 2 of them here and 1 there. She's put that on me, I'll explain that in a minute. It just removes everything. Not one like you might get Magic the Gathering, everything goes. Very bad for players like me who rely on these to power their creatures up. I'll come back to this in a minute. Fire Elementals, First Strike, Restless. Restless is the whole theme of elementals, but when a fire elemental kills something, it cannot use regeneration. So my treants are screwed against fire elementals. It's a good thing I've got First Strike, it means it will stop them from hitting me if I attack at least, because I've got enough power to kill one of those guys in 1 hit. But he's got 2 of them, he'll just block me with both and then kill me. Now, the enchant is put on my creature. If my creature dies, which it will by one of these, it will return under his control. Let's have a read through of this. And he will also gain life equal to my creature's toughness. 5 health, he gains 5 health and my creature if this guy dies. Bit of a problem. Now I've got mana, so I can at least block some of this damage. Now as I was saying with Trample, he's got 9 power, I've got 5 life. Because he's got Trample, that other 4 power will not go to waste here, as you can see. I couldn't kill him because I've got enough power. He smacks me for the other 4, and because of the life tap enchant he's got there, gains the 4 health back, bringing him to a healthy 67. That's pretty high. Now, I'm running out of tricks here. Glitter Dust, my main spell to use for attacks, does not work on them. They are restless. Strength of Woods, it will at least power my creatures up. Now with my First Strike, I can take him out. He's probably relying on him to get rid of my enchants. I'm hoping he'll attack me so I can kill it, but he'll probably just attack with those 2. And I don't know what he'll do actually, I'm curious. He might not attack, because I can kill any one of his creatures with my First Strike. No, I can't. His fire elementals have First Strike as well. That's not good. Oh wow, she is going nuts. Right, she's looking to seal the deal here. Now, I've got a dilemma. There's no point blocking these. They have First Strike as well. They will kill my treant without any problem because of their whole kill things through regeneration. And they've got, as I said, they've got First Strike. And when 2 creatures have First Strike, the attacker goes first. Now, he's 9/6 and stealing health off me. Problem. 9/6 is very powerful for the record. Now, he's only 6/7, but I don't want to lose my enchants here, because they're the only thing that are even close to keeping me in the game at this point, so I need to deal with him now. I've got First Strike, he has not. He's got Life Tap, nicks all my health. Damn. 14 health, 6 health, they are restless, so I still can't attack. As I said, this can happen. Elementals trump treants, that's just the way it goes. Oh, thanks for all the creatures now. We'll summon them both. I'm just going to skip through this. There we go. 3 mana, enough to regenerate 3 treants. Now let's look what she did. She summoned another one of her walls, but no health buff to go on it this time like that one. and she summoned air elementals. Now, they're only 3 power, 6 health, but they're unblockable. I cannot do a thing. What players generally do with air elementals, they put big power enchants on them and life tap. So they're getting health, they're doing high damage, nothing can be done. Now, nothing can be done in my situation anyway, but I feel it's good to explain common strategies with players online. Although I imagine, considering the game's age, this game's going to be dead online at this point. I just felt it's a good video to start with. I know a fair bit about it. Lesser Disenchant, what's she done? She just got rid of my first strike and trample. She can do what she likes, and even if she didn't win this turn, she'll definitely win anyway. Now, since I'm going to lose, I'll show you what happens with their... Is she going to kill me before I even get the chance? No, she's not. I'll show you what happens when the fire elementals attack the regeneration creatures. I've explained what happens, but it's always nice to see it, and I'm just going to get murdered. Air elemental, can't block it. Air elemental, can't block it. Oh, she's killed me before I even got the chance to show you. Boom. Good game, completely annihilated. I'll have a quick look through the deck and show you what I was dealing with. Now, my 2 walls, the fire elementals stop regenning creatures, always a problem, so good to counter it. The trample, always good combined with power upgrade and life tap, as I did there, well, she did. The disenchant, essential in most decks, and the unblockables, essential again, because, well, they're unblockable. The water link, as I showed you, if a creature dies, you gain control of it and health. That spell she used on me and made pretty quick work of my guys at the start. Makes all the creatures damage themselves. Health enchant for creatures, damage enchant for creatures, a pair of lifesteal enchants. Because Kinnets don't really have much of a way to gain health, that's mainly, if they're going to gain health, that's how they're doing it normally. Apart from that. And disenchant spells. Kinnets are one of the few races to have cheap disenchant spells, 2 mana, practically nothing. The other cheapest one is 4 mana, or 2 plus the cost of the enchantment they're dispelling, or even, I think it's 3 and sacrifice a creature from the Vitals. But that is a game of Etherlords. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.